nationhood. Negro, black, colored, Afro or African American. That is not a nation, because no nation of people has ever existed on the planet in antiquity with that.
You see, it's interesting too, because this guy, he has a video called Truth About Jamaicans. And what he was saying was that the All Rock Indians were really, you know, the so-called black people that we see today.
You know, when you look at,
they were dark. I got pictures of them. They were dark. They were darker than me.
You look at what Cortez said. Cortez said what the people look like. You look at what Cristobal Colon said. He said what the people look like. Those are the so-called people who first discovered. You see what I'm saying? They said what the people look like. There was no misconception. Matter of fact, Cristobal Colon said that the people resembled the people of the Canary Islands. Now, if you know what the people of the Canary Islands look like in antiquity, that answers your question of who we saw. But what they'll do now today is they'll show you an amalgamated people, and they'll say that those are the people of the Canary Islands who look more like your mixed amalgamated people of the Dominica and so on and so forth. And they'll say those are the Dominicans, those are the, you know, but when you look back in antiquity and you look at their art and all that, you'll see that those people were extremely melanated, had, you know, popcorn hair, you see what I'm saying, tightly curled. You know, that's what we look like. Not to say that the people here, not to say that the people here also didn't have less skin pigmentation, because that's a myth also that you need to dispel, that the first people on the planet were the quote blue black. That's not true. You see what I'm saying? And I'm only saying that because everyone would think that the original people here, blah blah blah. You have two sets of people in the world who carry the genetic genomes for everybody else on the planet. That's the pygmies and that's the San people.
San or the Watusis?
Yeah, yeah. Now those people, you will see the San people are my complexion, and slightly more melanated. Start from me, and then go slightly more melanated. The pygmies, who become the Nagi of Ireland and so on and so forth, also.
The original leprechauns.
Right. So those people were extremely melanated.
Kind of look like him.
Right. They look like my beautiful brother here.
Right.
So that's the genome on the planet. It wasn't just one or the other. You have both exist at the same time, and that's why you have the variations. Right. You know, that we have now. We can go from all colors up through the color spectrum. We produce every ray of light there is.
Right, cause I was building with a sister, and she was saying Black Eve and Red Adam. So I mean, just figuratively, it makes sense though. And I know it's not just two people, Adam and Eve, but like an elder even said to me that Adam and Eve is like representation of a Watusi and a pygmy as well.
Adam and Eve, depending on how a person is discussing it, can have several meanings. Adam, atom, A-T-O-M, is the building block. Is the building block.
Science.
Eve,
right. Evolution,
and the beginning. Eve is the dawn. It's the beginning. So Eve represents the divine process that was put in place for the evolution of the atom. You see what I'm saying? That's the true meaning of it. Now, the meaning of it from the bridge of the European is telling you their ancestry of 6,000 years on the planet, coming through the hybrid experimentations and so on and so forth. So it really depends on what you're talking about. You know, you can get a lot of different understandings from the story of creation. And when you even deal with Adam and Eve, now you're talking about Castor and Pollux. You're dealing with the sign of Gemini. You see what I'm saying?
In the celestial realm.
Reason and intuition.
Castor and Pollux. Remember I told you about that? That was in the movie Face Off. I said they got that out the celestial.
Castor,
Castor Troy.
Castor
and his
Troy.
brother name was Pollux.
Yep.
Remember Remember I told you that? I was like two brothers. I said, man, they got that out of the celestial system.
Right.
Yeah.
Face Off, Two-Face.
I said these movies we keep saying, it keeps coming from our stories.
Yep. Yeah.
Star Wars.
So Adam and Eve, you know, it depends.
Even because I don't know how true or how right I am, but I was deciphering something with Cain and Abel.
That's still Gemini.
Right, it's Gemini, but then that's also how I was deciphering it. That's also demolition and construction. Because Cain was the tiller of the land, Abel meant ability. So when his brother died, he went out and built civilizations. So it's basically telling you how humanity started building up civilizations. After the state of Adam and Eve of being primal, you know, because once they bit the apple, they realized they was naked, was no longer animals, right? Then once they grew Adam, then you got Cain and Abel, they start building cities, civilizations, right? Because Cain deals with civilization, Abel deals with ability. But then you also got build or destroy. And with any kind of construction, there's demolition to build up. So
there wasn't no apple on that side of the planet.
I mean the seed though, but yeah.
I mean, I understand the seed, but I mean,
Right.
I mean,
Apples.
they got, my thing is this, when you look at them big buildings that they got over there, the pyramids and them little things, and they got the head, whoever was sitting in the chair, and they got his wife handing him an apricot or a date or whatever it is. I mean, it's like she was helping him manage and administer, you know, administration for his land. It's just a balance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a balance. You know what I'm saying? The male and female.
And then remember that in ancient times that you'd always see that Aset had the crown on her head.
Right.
And that was because men rule with the permission of women.
Right.
And that'll produce that saying where they'll say that men give up love to get power, and that women give up power to get love.